I'm Daniel. I'm co-founder of BeatGrid Media, and we address today's ad and audience measurement challenges across devices and measuring the actual effect after exposure of TV ads and radio ads, whether that's mobile, traditional TV, or radio. So let me start off by a video.
We are launching a new way of thinking about what a phone can do.
iPhone 6s.
Hello. Something's gotta change.
Joy. I can capture what really matters.
Well, trying to capture what really matters and trying to understand the effect of your TV ad starts by measuring if people can really recall it. Well, raise your hand if you do not recall all the brands that you just saw passing by in a short clip. Well, that's an easy question. So measurement becomes a challenge. So you want to know all that media that you're spending and what the effect is. Well, we have a new approach for mobile technology. The mobile device is what we're carrying with us throughout the day, from room to work within the car. We turned this into a passive media exposure meter. And we're doing that with a technology called automatic content recognition or audio content recognition. And we took an entirely new approach to that technology and making it work without killing your battery or without impacting your privacy. So taking a little bit of a look back on how we're spending media and how brands are spending media. The majority is still in traditional TV. But nowadays, it's still not possible to measure attribution and effect comparable to what you can do with digital. And that's a challenge. Because we used to watch TV, similar to what Joel just explained, all together to one single device. But now, we're using all these other devices while we're watching TV. Actually, 87% of people use other devices while watching TV. So what's the exposure? Were you on WhatsApp when that advertisement passed along? Were you Facebooking, or were you actually intentional watching? So we got blurred TV insights, and we're spending about $173 billion on TV globally. So that's a problem. And even Nielsen, if I might quote them, saying that media owners are having an increasing need to better understand audiences across screens. Well, today's challenges for ad and audience measurement, both for brands and media owners, is understanding the actual exposure with people and the effect of that for brand awareness, sales, website traffic, store traffic. And for media owners, it's very similar, but from a different angle, obviously. You know, which shows, which channels perform best? How can I define that and converting it to cross-media packages to help my clients? We create a clear view on the actual exposure across devices. It's all about understanding the clarity of the effect and the audience measurement with a new approach to audio recognition. So that mobile device that you use while watching TV, that you're taking from room to room, is becoming the meter. So how does it work? So we have an app called Media Rewards, which people download and exchange, obviously, for rewards. It's a white label app which identifies the sound frequencies of the content that's in our database, whether that's TV shows, live shows, or ads. And we can only identify those. So it's nothing intrusive, and it doesn't impact your privacy, it doesn't impact your battery. So we map individual media exposure. And if we tap into that and we correlate that with a survey, understanding the effect, we can grasp the effect of a certain commercial. Yeah. Has it gained brand lift? Do people recall the actual ad? How many exposures gives the best effect? We can do that by triggering a survey in the moment, when people are exposed, or an hour after, or just a single question. Depending on the use case, we can also do just a survey at the end of a certain campaign. So how do you simply implement this? So we very simply integrate with existing panels and existing survey platforms. We invite users or panelists downloading the app through a simple email after creating a sample. They access a personal code and they're into the system. And if you want it to be branded for your own brand, or if you want it to be unbranded, that's all optional. So it's a white label app. And the app begins scanning and matching the sound of media ads and media shows within our database immediately. And surveys can be triggered in the moment or afterwards. And overlaying the opinion data with media exposure data and potentially with sales data is where you get a thorough understanding of the effect. So how will it help brands grow? How will it help media owners grow? So if you're spending about totally $90 billion on TV and radio advertising in the US alone, we help you to be more effective in the media spending and get the most out of that with real-time metrics on the actual exposure, and not just claimed exposure, the actual exposure. Which ads and media buys drives the most brand awareness, web traffic, and buying behavior? And it's a critical question, like Joe just mentioned. So, for media owners, you want to understand which networks and shows perform the best. And what is the best combination of branded content and regular airtime? We're working together with one of the largest broadcasters in the UK, for instance, and they want to increase their sales by understanding on a campaign-by-campaign basis what the best effective of a media package, branded content, sponsored item shows, combined with regular airtimes. And it showed a very significant difference. So why is our technology done right? So why it's innovative? Well, audio recognition on itself is not new. Obviously, we got Shazam. It's similar technology for a different use case. Well, we took a new approach to this technology. And due to that, we get real accuracy. The recognition is extremely good. We got an exhibit table here where we can demo to you. Even with a lot of background noise, and even when that smartphone is in your pocket, it still recognizes the media around you. So why it's unobtrusive? Because we never record, we never store audio. And the algorithm that we use is so efficient that we can even locally store the TV ads that we don't want to match. So we don't need internet access to match that against the database. Because 100 TV ads, for instance, as an example, is converted into audio fingerprints less than 180 kilobytes. And the key questions, I see a lot of battery charges here around this, where you can boost your phone. If you want to create a panel, if you want to convince people to use their smartphone and to help you understand the effect, killing the battery is a key issue. And so far, like I said, audio recognition is not new, but what people have been trying is killing the battery. And what we've seen so far in the latest version of our technology is an average of a 1% battery usage per hour. And with the latest devices, it's sometimes even 0.5% battery usage per hour. So that's almost nothing. actually 0 by iOS standards. Our platform has a really simple integration into existing panels and survey software platforms. And the reason why we say it's done right and why it works so well is because we have a harmonious vertical integration similar to what Apple has with hardware and software. We have that with our own technology designed for passive metering and our own product on top of that, our app. So that's why we say it's done right. We're currently doing a few pilots, we got a couple spots left, and we want to invite you to our exhibit table behind track 2 to discuss whether there's any opportunity to do some with us. Thank you. Any questions? Sure.
Do you guys push reports out? If you kind of already collected a lot of data, do you guys have any information on which ads are effective and how and radio?
Yeah, exactly. So we generate reports on the usage of the app actual per device. We generate reports on per demographics what the actual exposure is. We generate reports on the brand lift, and so basically correlating the survey data with our exposure data. Does it kind of answer your question? Okay.
What kind of integration or expansion are you looking for ads with no audio? So banner ads online or anything like that? So that one that speech picture. Are there any technologies that you might integrate with to provide that full picture?
Absolutely. Well, it's basically quite simple to overlay this with different data. So you could overlay this with shopping data. So if you're spending a lot of advertising on TV and you want to understand the exposure versus the actual result in shopping, or what the best effect is, like you said, with digital media, with online ads. Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Oh.